History is being made today. We've got to
really.
Yes, we're streaming the M&M Experience, the Mark Davis, Mike Gallagher morning visit, live on X at Gallagher Show.
Go to Gallagher Show and they see our happy faces talking to each other.
Right, because, and for people just watching for the first time, this segment, how many years have we done this now?
Well, I walked into this room 13 years ago in June.
Okay.
And here's what's funny. The history is kind of interesting because it just kind of made sense. We knew each other, sort of, kind of, right? And your show came on right after mine immediately, and it still does. And so we thought, I think we kind of gave birth to this. Why don't you pop on, give us a couple of things you're going to talk about, and it'll be a nice plug for your show. And Mike, for maybe I don't know how long, might have been a year, the segment lasted about a minute. Or 2 or 3. Can you believe that? Us restrained to that kind of time? And then I think it got to be about, we were having so much fun. I said, man, let's fatten this up to about 4 or 5. Now it's pretty well the entire half hour from 7:30 to 8 because doggone it, America wants more.
Well, and for people new to this on X, and this is pretty fun. I mean, I just started streaming my show on X a week or 2 ago, and we get a few thousand people watching and listening. It's kind of fun. Because a lot of people are on X now religiously. Now, for new members of our audience on X, Mark Davis is a legendary talk show host in Texas. You've been in the market for decades. And the big boys, you got too big for them. So you parted ways with the other talk station, and 660 AM The Answer wisely snatched you up, like you said, 12 or 13 years ago. But this segment, which we've now christened the M&M Experience, has become a real fan favorite. People really love. I mean, I hear all the time. I'll bet once a week I'll get a note from somebody who says, I literally sit in the car before I go into work to hear you and Mark. I love something about this. And it's all organic. We didn't really intend it to be this way. Like you said, it started out a minute or 2 plug for my show, and then we enjoy each other so much. We've become fast friends, and you and Lisa and Ethan and I, we've traveled to Guatemala for Food for the Poor together. I continually try to talk you into taking cruises with us to Alaska or somewhere. Not probably going to happen, but I try. But this has just become a real joyful experience. And so I just driving into work today, I called the team and I said, guys, can we not put this thing up live on X? And they said, sure, why not?
I'm looking at it right now. I guess just a handful of seconds of just a smidge of delay, but that's okay. Who cares? And it's right there.
It's pretty live. It's close.
At Gallagher Show on X.
At Gallagher Show on X.
And there's
Mike and Mark are live.
Face on the left and mine on the right, sitting here in our happy respective rooms. And then here we go. So, it's no pressure. What shall we do? What shall we do for the people today?
Well, we got a lot to do for the people, but look at this. Since you said I'm looking at it live, it went from 147 viewers, because it tells you how many people are watching, 354. Look out.
Lord. Oh, listen, we made Trump could resign, and we're just going to count viewers for the next 5 minutes.
Move over, Joe Rogan.
380.
Move over, Megyn Kelly. Look out.
If we get to 1,000, I say we go shirtless.
You speak for yourself. You knock yourself out. All right. So anyhow, welcome in, and thank you thanks for supporting this great experience we've had over the years. You didn't finish the thought. You started 12 or 13 years ago, but we didn't start doing this right off the bat, right?
No.
So we've been doing this maybe a decade?
Yeah, I'd say
Has it
at
been that
this
long?
length, with this detail, with this kind of love and fun, call it a decade.
It has to be, yeah, and that's why every time I come into the market, and I'm going to be in Dallas, Fort Worth, so get ready for dinner plans. We got to go somewhere. I'm coming to the NRB
convention, the National Religious Broadcasters. And Stigall is coming too, I understand, right?
Right.
And both y'all doing shows from this building, so I get to meet him for the first time.
Well, no, I'll be actually on site at the NRB over at the Gaylord.
Oh, cool.
He's going to do, because it's so early, he's going to do his show from Beltline there. So
well, that's fantastic.
So that'll be fun. So when I'm there, every time I come into the market, somebody will say, Mike, I never miss this segment. It's one of my highlights of the day. And we both feel the same way. I'm speaking for you. If I don't do a hit with you in the morning, my whole day is ruined.
Exactly. exactly. And
The whole
sometimes,
thing is screwed
and when
up.
Mike is gone, I tell him, dude, thanks a lot. Now I got to come up with another half hour of content on my own.
That's
Thanks,
right.
friend.
Heaven forbid.
So we got to
Heaven
coordinate
forbid.
vacations.
All right. Let's start with the Battle of the Carolines.
That's exactly right. Good Caroline, bad Caroline.
Gosh, and let's go with, we might as well go with bad Caroline first. It was awful. I mean, I watched that. It's 6 minutes, which she decided, I'm going to go big here, go big or go home. I'm not only going to write a letter calling my cousin Bobby all these horrible, filthy names and make these horrible accusations, but I'm going to read it, like do a video of it. And she's reading her own letter that I'm sure went viral and is viral. She calls her cousin a predator. She torches him for his past struggles with addiction. She claims that he's got personal, this is Pete Hegseth all over again. This is Clarence Thomas all over again. You know, what makes him unqualified to be the Health and Human Services Secretary?
She starts off with what a lot of these people are starting off with. He has no meaningful experience in government. Don't they realize that's awesome? You know who else that was true of?
Right.
That guy named Trump.
Donald Trump.
Listen, I don't mean you require zero experience in government, but if you come in with fresh eyes, that's the kind of thing that means you can be a real reformer. You're not covered with a coating of decades of sclerotic same old, same old. It's just a wonderful thing to be fresh and new and a private sector soul in the arena of government.
Well, but not for nothing. I don't want to take anything away from her status as a former ambassador to Australia. But who is she to be the arbiter of what is or isn't qualifications to be the Health and Human Service Secretary? That's ridiculous. And I thought about that with Pete Hegseth, the people that were lining up to smear him. Well, he's not qualified. Yeah, but who are you to say? They're going to get to decide in the U.S. Senate. They're going to make a decision in a governmental body. You being his cousin doesn't really count. I mean, it's personal. And incidentally, you talk about the Mark Davis rule about Trump derangement syndrome makes nice people mean, smart people stupid, and funny people unfunny. Well, I mean, this Caroline Kennedy Schlossberg thing is so vicious, so awful, so ugly. And her son, JFK's grandson, a guy named Jack Schlossberg, boy, oh boy, is he a piece of work. He posted a video, He posted a video a couple weeks ago mocking RFK's physical disability with the voice.
The vocal disorder? Oh my gosh.
He did a video saying, I'm Bobby, I'm buying you an animal that you can. I mean, I'm thinking, how cruel are you? How nasty is this family? This Kennedy bunch, they are a piece of work, man. And for her to do this kind of, like you said, somebody posted, a guy by the name of Link Lauren, I think is a family friend of the Kennedys. And he worked on Kennedy's short-lived presidential campaign. Here's what Link Lauren wrote on about Caroline's letter. Bobby had gobs of support from his family. They volunteered on the campaign. They attended events, phone banked.
When he was a Democrat running for president.
Right. Each time I was at his home, it was full of family. He had a massive birthday party, many family members in attendance. The narrative that his family doesn't support him is simply false. In this video and the letter, Caroline accuses Bobby of collecting birds of prey like he's a predator and it's a bad thing. Bobby has taken disadvantaged Americans out falconing many times for charity. We had tons of events on our campaign. Caroline also weaponizes his past issues with addiction. Bobby has grit and authenticity. He's been open about his past struggles with addiction, how he got sober decades ago. We literally made a documentary on addiction together and recovery. I was on set. I understand it's disappointing for many of his family members to lose relevance, especially the ones who had fancy postings in the Biden administration. Right. But I question the veracity of the claims made in her video, as well as the convenient timing.
It's not just losing relevance. What the Kennedys are losing is someone from the fold. There's an enormous amount of attention that's going to be paid to a Kennedy. One of America's legacy Democrat families. There's Clinton, there's Obama, there's Kennedy was the granddaddy of them all. And to lose one, to have one of those leave the fold and fall in with Hitler, to fall in with the Third Reich of the Trump administration, situation, that's a sting to them, and they don't like it, and they're making it
They
clear.
can't stand it.
Let's go to good Karoline. I watched
Caroline
the entire
with a K.
thing. Karoline, K-A-R-L-I-N-E, Leavitt, 27-year-old press secretary.
27 years old.
Could not have
I've
been
got socks older than her. I mean, it's and no binder. Nope. She didn't have the stupid and no fear, and knew all the reporters by name. I mean, she went in there ready to go. Jackie Heinrich did a kind of behind-the-scenes video and said, "Oh, look, we're about to almost pass 1,000
going
viewers.
Shirtless at 1,000. We're at 947.
No, you are. I promise. I tell you what. We go over 1,000. I'll talk us both out of it. We will not go shirtless.
Exactly right. So
you have our word.
So make
you
make your points quickly.
But I mean, she did this behind the scenes video and said, boy, it's a lot different. I mean, you talk about an upgrade. An upgrade from Jen Circleback Psaki to KJP Binders to now this young woman who was tough, who was fair, who was transparent. Somebody, and you answered it perfectly. Somebody said, well, are you going to be representing the president, or are you going to speak the truth, as if they're not the same thing? And she said, look, I speak the truth, and yes, I represent the president. I'm the press secretary. Duh. I mean, it was so refreshing. Mark, something's different. Something is different this time.
Everything's different this time.
I don't feel Axios made an attempt this morning to say, oh, well, Trump's latest pause on federal loans has ignited the resistance.
Has it?
Yeah, the
really?
the walls are closing in this time, Mark.
I don't know. I'm shivering with fear. And the other word you're going to hear 47 times a day is chaos. Oh, it's causing chaos because this this pipeline of funding doesn't happen. Or he's telling federal workers, if you quit, we'll buy you out. You pay for 8 months and you're gone. What a great way to weed out some of the fat in government. Every time they say chaos, know that what's really happening is a resolution of the chaos. We've had chaos forever. You know, if you are the cancer, chemo is chaos. And we're making things better. And of course, people are freaking out.
You bet. Speaking of cancer, I got to ask you a health question. And by the way, here we go. Big announcement. We did it. Hit it, Eric.
What, 1,000?
Over 1,000. But no, don't you dare. No, stop it. Rhonda, get in there quick. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it.
Got a cool black T-shirt underneath.
Yeah, it's kind of good. That's like the Gypsy Rose Lee strip. You know, just a couple of buttons.
With a black T-shirt.
Show him a little bit there. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Speaking of health, I did post this morning because everybody around me is dropping like flies from the flu. Is there a lot of flu in North Texas?
Oh, okay. Yes, it's localized. Who is it? Is it the Godly ISD? We had an entire school district shut down. They've closed schools for about a few days because they got so many flu cases.
That's what I thought, because everybody around me is getting it. So and you know me, hairy hypochondriac.
Well, everybody watch today because he'll be gone for the next week.
Look, I'm getting ready to check myself into ICU just as a preventative measure. I mean, put me on the vent. But honestly, flu shot or no flu shot?
I always do it. I've never believed the thing that the flu shot gives you the flu. Here's the funny thing. Have I done it this year? I have not, just because I'm a forgetful dork.
You know what I'm going to do with my doctor? I've got a doctor who loves, what do you call it? You'll know the word. It starts with a C. Is it chelation? All the IV therapies?
Fluids that leach through your body and do wonderful things.
And that's a big thing now. I mean, you go into shopping malls now and get an IV.
They're drip franchises. Some of them some weird franchises.
It's like Starbucks. Yeah. And so my doctor believes big in that. And he's got like a big immune boost IV drip. Takes about 45 minutes.
Okay.
I think I may do that.
Bad boy?
No, I think it's like $100 or something. But I don't know. Am I so warped over the COVID hysteria that I'm against any kind of shot now? I don't think I want to get it.
I understand reticence about anything. That almost anybody coming at me with a needle of any kind is like, no, I don't know.
I know. I'm going to get a brain tumor. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm going to have a stroke. I mean, it's like everything turns into this whole, and why I'm going down. You talk about going through the looking glass. I know, but I don't want to get it. I'll get the IV, but I'm not.
Yeah, I
take my ivermectin every week. I take ivermectin every single week.
As we wrap, question, because here we go. We topped out at nearly 1,200 people.
Yes, sir.
Two things. Number one, as soon as you and I are done here in 30 seconds, this post will exist. So 3 hours from now, somebody can come back to Gallagher Show on Twitter and watch it again.
It'll live there. Yeah, sure.
And number two,
you're
going to do this every day?
Why not?
I mean,
what the heck? It's a brave new world. Yeah. Look, we got new owners in our company, and they're all about digital, so I'm embracing digital. What the heck?
Hey, more us is always a good thing.
Let's dive in. The water's warm. We're going to do digital. I love you, too. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to our new X family,
there you go.
The M&M Experience Live.
Come on.
See you.
We're always here for you on every platform. That's Mike, and he's ready for you as soon as we're done at 10 on 660 AM The Answer.